इस प्ले के प्रोलोग में शेक्सपियर ने हमें स्पॉयलर्स दे दिए. These many characters, there are too many characters, but आराम से आपको याद हो जाएगा once we dive into the story. प्रोलोग में शेक्सपियर ने ऑलरेडी स्पॉयलर्स दे दिए थे, तो पूरा फॉल्ट मेरे ऊपर नहीं आएगा. There are 5 acts. I have bifurcated the entire story in those 5 acts, and as you can see behind me, secret has been revealed that they are from the enemy families, and this love is forbidden. This is not correct to do. Now, okay, suddenly there's a fight going on. Now Act 4, Juliet को अब समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करना है, तो Juliet Act 5 is the last act, and this is going to be the act जिसमें सारा last का आपको tragedy मिलने वाला है. I simply refuse to believe that there's anyone in this world who hasn't heard of Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet की कहानी, उनकी tragic story is something जो हम सब ने अपने बचपन में ही सुन ली थी, and this is one of the most earliest plays written by Shakespeare around 94-96, 1594-96, and यही कहानी आज हम इस सेशन में देखने वाले हैं. So welcome, this is Dakshita Singh, your guide for English literature, and this story is not just important for you to know, but it is also important for your objective examination. आपके UGC NET एग्जाम में, आपके TGT PGT एग्जाम्स में, आपके असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर एग्जाम्स में, सब में कहानी पूछी जाती है. इसके डायलॉग्स, इसके क्वेश्चंस, इसके इवेंट्स, ये सब आपके एग्जाम में पूछा जाता है. तो बहुत ही सिंपल स्मूथ मैनर में ये कहानी हम देखेंगे विद ऑल द कैरेक्टर्स, विद ऑल द थीम्स, विद एवरीथिंग विच यू नीड टू नो अबाउट दिस पर्टिकुलर प्ले. चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं विदाउट एनी फर्दर डिले. सो यू कैन सी द बैकड्रॉप इज सो ब्यूटिफुल गाइज, एंड it's very apparent that these are the hands of two lovers, and they're not able to join hands, which shows the idea of star-crossed lovers, two lovers which are destined to have a tragic end, who are destined to not end up together. And यही कहानी हम लोग इसमें देखने वाले हैं रोमियो एंड जूलियट प्ले में. यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा कि इस प्ले के प्रोलोग में शेक्सपियर ने हमें स्पॉयलर्स दे दिए. शेक्सपियर ने अपने प्रोलोग में ही बता दिया कि क्या होने वाला है, विच आई पर्सनली आई एम नॉट अ बिगेस्ट फैन ऑफ, जब कहानी की स्टार्टिंग में ही हमें एंडिंग दिखा दी जाती है. बट पहले हम लोग जान लेते हैं अबाउट द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ दिस प्ले. ये प्ले कब कंपोज किया गया था, इस प्ले को कहाँ से लिया गया था. आई होप यू आर फेमिलियर दैट शेक्सपियर इज नोन फॉर taking other works as a source and as an influence for his works. So this work was composed around 1594 to 96. ये हम लोग उनका सेकेंड फेज यूजुअली कंसिडर करते हैं. उनका फर्स्ट फेज 1591 से 95 के बीच में माना जाता है, जिसमें उन्होंने टाइटस एंड्रोनिकस को कंपोज किया था, द इनिशियल ट्रेजेडी ऑफ हिज. उनका जो अर्ली फेज था उसमें उन्होंने 2-3 ट्रेजेडीज ही कंपोज करी थी. उनके अदर हाफ में आपको मैक्सिमम ट्रेजेडीज मिलती है, जिसमें HOKM फॉल करता है. फर्स्ट पब्लिश्ड इन 1597 इन क्वार्टो फॉर्म. दूसरा आपको मिलेगा कि यहाँ पे ये आइडिया है ऑफ the idea of tragedy यहाँ पे this is going to be very very tragic guys. Spoiler alert, but there is no comedy here. It's only going to be tragic. But let me tell you, let me give you some idea that this is one of his early tragedies, okay? So Shakespeare was experimenting. He was trying to see whether writing tragedy is his thing or not. तो आपको जो psychological depth दिखती है और जो narrative दिखता है इन द लेटर ट्रेजेडीज, वो शायद से आपको यहाँ पे ना दिखे. यहाँ पे कुछ चीज़ें आपको ऐसे लगे कि अरे ये तो हेस्ट में हो गया, यहाँ पे ये तो कनेक्ट ही नहीं हुआ, तो वो एक चीज़ आपको दिख सकती है. बट दैट्स ऑल राइट, दैट्स ओके, यू जस्ट नीड टू एंजॉय द प्ले, ओके? All right. So the sources, it is based on Arthur Brooke's poem, The Tragical History of Romeo and Juliet, 1562, which itself drew from another Italian novella. Brooke का जो वर्जन था, उस वर्जन में it was more of a critique on lust, on disobedience, I would say. It was a moral warning. That play was a moral, that novella was a moral warning. Whereas Shakespeare का अगर आप वर्जन लोगे, he is talking about, he ennobled the lovers, I would say. He somewhere, honored these lovers in the end. Or maybe that could be a satire as well. There can be different interpretations because literature gives us the room to interpret in any way we want to. So intensified the pathos, he highlighted the injustice of their fate, and the compression of time is also very important to be noticed है, क्योंकि ब्रूक का वर्जन बहुत ही लंबी कहानी थी, whereas शेक्सपियर की ये ट्रेजेडी अगर आप देखोगे तो ये सिर्फ 5 नाइट्स में रैप हो जाती है. सो दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी अ वेरी वेरी लॉन्ग स्टोरी, एंड यहाँ पे हमें थोड़ी सी यूनिटीज से अडहेरेंस दिख रहा है कंपेयर टू हिज अदर वर्क्स. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द कैरेक्टर्स इन द प्ले, वी हैव दीज many characters. There are too many characters, but आराम से आपको याद हो जाएगा once we'll dive into the story. So there are 2 families, I'll tell you. There is Capulet and Montague family. कैपुलेट फैमिली इज जूलियट की फैमिली एंड मोंटाग फैमिली इज रोमियो की फैमिली. आई होप आप लोगों ने वो मूवी देखी होगी जिसमें दीपिका पादुकोण है, रणवीर सिंह है. व्हाट इज द मूवी? रामलीला आई सपोज. I think it's drawn from this movie because again वही two rival families, उनके बच्चों को प्यार हो जाता है, फिर वो दोनों rival families नहीं मानेंगी क्योंकि honor, name, family name, again the same thing. Alright, so coming to the families, so we have the Montague family. पहले Montague family को देख लेते हैं. So Romeo is Romeo Montague. He is the son of Lord Montague, a young lover. We have Lord Montague. Lord Montague is the head of the Montague family. Then his wife, Lady Montague. Then Mercutio. Mercutio, Romeo का एक बहुत close friend है, who's also the kinsman to the Prince Aeschylus. Prince Aeschylus will also play a very important role. Okay, don't take him for granted. And we have Benvolio and Balthazar. Benvolio is Romeo's cousin and his friend. And we have Balthazar, जो Romeo का servant है. This guy, let me tell you, is going to play a very, very, very important role. And Benvolio, Mercutio, and Romeo. These three boys hang out a lot, let me tell you. Okay, now the Capulet family, guys. Capulet family में we have Juliet, of course, the daughter of Lord Capulet. We have Lord Capulet, we have Lady Capulet, we have Tybalt. Tybalt is Juliet's cousin and very aggressive, very fierce guy. And we have the nurse. Nurse is Juliet's nurse and her confidant. She will be knowing a lot of secrets of Juliet's life. And we have Paris. Paris is a nobleman. He does not belong to the Capulet family, okay? Do not get confused. He Capulet family से belong नहीं करता है. He is just a suitor to Juliet, जो Juliet के father चाहते हैं कि वो Paris से शादी कर ले. Paris भी खुश है कि I am okay with the proposal, but the marriage will not take place. Alright, and we have these other characters. Prince Aeschylus is basically the ruler of Verona. क्योंकि हमारी setting इस play की है Verona, Rome, Italy. Please remember this, guys. ये भी आपके exam में पूछा जाता है, the setting of the play. We have Friar Lawrence. He is the Franciscan friar and he's a mentor to Romeo and Juliet. Very important character. We have Friar John, another guy that I personally don't like a lot, but not his fault, to be honest. We have Friar John. He is a Franciscan friar's task. The person who will get a very important task to perform and he'll not be able to complete it, which is why the entire tragedy happens. And we have Apothecary. He is a poor pharmacist in Mantua, जो poison sell करता है Romeo को. I'm sorry, I am giving you spoilers, I know, but I think you pretty much know what is going to be the end of the story. Now, coming to the prologue, guys. Prologue में शेक्सपियर ने already spoilers दे दिए थे, तो पूरा fault मेरे ऊपर नहीं आएगा. Prologue में शेक्सपियर ने बोला, he said, from forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life. Star-crossed lovers, guys, he clearly called them the star-crossed lovers, which means that these two lovers are not going to unite in the end and there is going to be a very, very tragic end. And then he says, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife. So, another spoiler, they are going to die. It's not like they are just, alive but not together. They are going to die. And this death of theirs will unite the families, will bring the entire strife to an end. Now, अब हम लोग start करते हैं हमारी कहानी. I'm so excited for this. So, there are 5 acts. I have bifurcated the entire story in those 5 acts. And as you can see behind me, there is a picture. You can see there are certain people standing and probably having a quarrel. These are the servants of the Montague and the Capulet family and they are having a quarrel in the street. Now, Montague family and Capulet family, they hate each other. They are sworn enemies. And we don't get to know why they hate each other. ये हमें नहीं बताया शेक्सपियर ने. उन्होंने बोला just believe that, okay? I am telling you they hate each other, they hate each other. Now they hate each other and the servants also of these respected families also hate each other. And Prince Aeschylus, the ruler of Verona, he's sick of them. He's fed up. So he is of the opinion that, guys, you gotta stop this. Otherwise, I'll do something. So, यहाँ पे हमारा play start होता है in fair Verona. 2 noble houses, Montague and Capulet, they are caught in this ancient feud and their servants are brawling in their streets until Prince Aeschylus comes there and he declares, if ever you disturb our streets again, your life shall pay the forfeit of the peace. So he clearly says that I am going to execute any person from these families fighting. Regardless of who it is, be it a servant, be it the lord, be it anyone, I am going to execute. That's it. That's the whole situation. So obviously they are scared, guys. They will try to not fight after this. Meanwhile, we have the young Romeo Montague. And what is this guy doing? So let me tell you, he's very, very young. Juliet is just 14. He's probably like 2-3 years older to her. Very young characters. Now Romeo is upset, and this is Romeo is this name is actually used for someone who is this, you know, lover boy. So Romeo is this boy who is super upset, not because of Juliet. Let me tell you, they haven't met as of now. Romeo is upset because he loves this girl Rosaline and she is not reciprocating the love. So Romeo is very, very upset, and यहाँ पे उसके friends आएंगे, Benvolio आएगा, Mercutio आएगा, उसका cousin, Mercutio उसका friend, and they will be like कि, bro, why are you so upset? Like, it's just a girl. Come on, get up. There are so many other girls in the, you know, town. Just let's go to a party or something. Like, just get over her. So that's the situation, guys. Romeo is very upset. Romeo sighs over his unreturned love for Rosaline, and he says, oh, brawling love, oh, loving hate, oh, anything of nothing, first create. And then his cousin Benvolio urges him to look at other women. And I feel this is why Shakespeare is, you know, known for representing the general human nature, because I think this is very much relevant even in the contemporary times. No matter which age you read this play, it will be so relevant. All right. Then what happens is, जो कैपुलेट फैमिली थी हमारी, जूलियट की फैमिली, तो कैपुलेट फैमिली में लॉर्ड कैपुलेट चाहते थे कि पेरिस की शादी, द नोबलमैन की शादी उनकी बेटी जूलियट से हो जाए, बट ही thinks that Juliet is a bit too young for this. So maybe like at least, you know, make them meet today. So he decides that I am having this feast and I'll call Paris and I'll call many other people. So जो servants होते हैं उनके पास list होती है of the people who are invited, and this party is going to be a mask party. So the servants are there out in the town to invite the people who are supposed to be invited, and they can't read. And then they meet Romeo and Benvolio in the street, and वहाँ पे Romeo and Benvolio वो list देख लेंगे. And then वो list देख रहे होते हैं, and Romeo is like least interested. Okay, let me tell you, Benvolio is very interested. So Benvolio reads the name and he's like, what if we also barge into the party? Like, it'll be so fun, no? Then Mercutio is also there, and then these two convince Romeo that Romeo, even Rosaline will be there. There's a huge possibility that she might be there. You should totally go, bro. Should totally go. So Romeo agrees. He's okay. Like, I am, you know, anyway struggling to get over her. So might as well just, you know, catch a sight. Maybe like talk to her. So he decides that, okay, I'll also come. These three get their mask, get into the party, and this is the party scene. So now, at the Capulet's feast, Romeo sneaks in with Benvolio and his friend Mercutio, and then, you remember the cousin of Juliet, Tybalt, the aggressive, fierce guy. Tybalt is going to recognize these three. And that's where the whole trouble begins. So Tybalt पहचान लेगा इन्हें, but Lord Capulet उसे रोक देंगे कि can't make a scene right now, don't make a scene right now. We can't ruin our feast because of these three boys, young boys. So उसको रोक देगा कि Tybalt, यहाँ पे कोई scene नहीं create करना है, शांत बैठो. So Tybalt will not create a scene then, but he will definitely create a scene later, guys. Okay, so he recognizes them and is enraged, but his father stops him from creating a scene. Now Romeo's eyes fall upon someone, guys. Who do you think? Is it Rosaline? Obviously not. It's Juliet. So he looks at Juliet, and that's love at first sight. He literally like fell in love with her. Then they go, they dance, they talk, and like he already was in love, and then he realizes that I'm so in love, and then Juliet also ends up falling in love with him, which is why I was saying that this play could be Shakespeare, you know, trying to give us these figures of ennobled lovers, but at the same time maybe a satire on the idea of, you know, young love, how quickly these two fall in love. It's a bit difficult to digest, to be honest. But yes, they're 14, like they're what, 14, 15. So I understand. So Romeo's eyes fall upon Juliet and he's transfixed, guys, and he says, did my heart love till now? Forswear its sight, for I never saw true beauty till this night. I feel bad for Rosaline, to be honest. Okay, now they speak in a shared sonnet, and Romeo says, shared sonnet, guys, they're sharing sonnets now. That's romantic. Romeo says, if I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. And then they kiss, but soon Juliet learns Romeo is a Montague, and she sighs, my only love sprung from my only hate. So that's them, guys, that's them. They are so in love right now, but they also know the secret has been revealed that they are from the enemy families, and this love is forbidden. This is not correct to do. Now, will that make them part their ways? No, they're too young for this. They're too young to realize that this is not going to work out in like a real society, but they are not going to part their ways. But the entire universe will make sure that they do not get together. Now what happens next is the act 2 happens. ये act 2 में Friar Lawrence हमारे जो character हैं, Friar Lawrence, who's basically the mentor, the guide to Romeo and Juliet, he is there in the garden and he is strolling in the garden looking at the flowers, and that's where he reflect on nature. And these are the dialogues जो आपके एग्जाम में PYQ में आए थे, यहाँ से यहाँ तक पूछा गया था in the UGC NET exam. Okay, and the idea of this soliloquy is he's trying to talk about the nature, and through nature he's trying to show a contrast between love and violence. He's of the opinion that nature has flowers and has all this flora has the ability to heal someone, at the same time poison someone. So love has the ability to make someone so happy, but at the same time like create so much trouble in someone's life. So he sets the scene with the friar commenting on how nature possesses both healing and poisonous properties, paralleling the theme of love and violence in the play. What happens next is act 2 में a famous balcony scene, guys. I am sure आपने बहुत सारी movies में भी देखा होगा. ये balcony scene दिखाया जाता है. Usually कोई भी शेक्सपियरियन प्ले अगर कोई परफॉर्म हो रहा है तो रोमियो एंड जूलियट ही परफॉर्म हो रहा होता है. सो ये द फेमस बैल्कनी सीन. यहाँ पे क्या होता है कि जूलियट वाज लाइक सो इन लव रोमियो, एंड लुक एट देम गाइस, दे आर ब्यूटीफुल. सो जूलियट वाज सो इन लव, एंड जूलियट अपनी बैल्कनी में होती है एंड शी इज प्रोफेसिंग हर लव अबाउट फॉर रोमियो. And Romeo was hiding somewhere near and he wanted to hear what Juliet is saying. He just wanted to have a confirmation that it's not one-sided again because Rosaline. So he is hiding somewhere trying to, eavesdrop what Juliet is saying, and then Juliet professes her love, and then he appears, and then they talk, and then they talk about how this love cannot happen, but they also want to be together. And that's when they decide that, you know what, we can do one thing. Let's get married. So I was like, I don't think so that's a solution, but okay. So later that night, Romeo slips into the Capulet orchard and overhears Juliet at her balcony. She says, "Oh Romeo, Romeo, wherefore are you Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name." So she's saying that deny your father and refuse our name. Just leave your family, please, for me. And then Romeo steps forward and declaring, "With love's light wings did I overperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out." So he climbs the balcony, guys. He climbs the balcony, and then they vow eternal love, and Juliet promises, "If that's thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, then send me word tomorrow." Send me word tomorrow का मतलब है कि tell me where am I supposed to meet, because we are going to get married, okay? You told me that you love me, we are going to get married. So next day, they decide to get married, and they do get married. I'm not even kidding. They do get married. So Friar Lawrence is the one who makes sure the whole marriage happens. Friar Lawrence is a bit taken aback. See, he was not very happy with the whole Capulet, Montague rivalry, but at the same time, he wanted this to end. So he was a bit like, Romeo, don't you think you moved on a little too quickly? But at the same time, he's like, I think this can fix the whole rivalry. Like this can actually, fix a lot of things for everyone, because he was also sick. The entire town was sick of these two families fighting all the time. So Friar Lawrence agrees. He's like, okay, cool, let's get you two married now. So this is the scene where these two get married. But to be very honest, this is beautiful, guys. They look very happy together. So with the help of Friar Lawrence, who hopes their union will heal the feud, they marry in secret, and the friar blesses them. He says, "For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your households rank out to pure love." I mean, whatever he said, that does come out to be true, but not in the best way. Like, at what cost? At what cost, guys? But okay, suddenly there's a fight going on. I'll give you the context, what is happening. We are in the act 3rd of this play. Now what happens is, these two are married. Okay, Juliet is married at the age of 14. Wow. But okay, now the idea is that Juliet की nurse को पता है, उसकी confidant को पता है that she's married. Friar Lawrence को पता है she's married. Obviously, उसके husband को पता है that she's married to him. But apart from that, no one knows in the town, okay? Now the problem happens that, you remember the feast, the mask party? And Tybalt was not very happy with the 3 boys barging in. So Tybalt was like, yeah, my dad didn't let me punish you people that day. Do you think I'm gonna forgive you? So Tybalt आता है, Benvolio and Mercutio से मिलता है, and then he tries to create a fight with Romeo, but Mercutio stops him. Mercutio is of the opinion that, our boy is so in love right now, and he does not want that whole thing to be spoiled because of this. And also Romeo का technically brother-in-law है Tybalt, so he can't harm him. So he's bound by this whole relationship that he shares with this extended family now. Mercutio will step in and Mercutio will fight with Tybalt, wherein Tybalt will kill him, guys. And Mercutio का बहुत close friend था. And Romeo obviously is enraged and वो भी step in करेगा and then they'll two fight. So this is the fighting scene between Tybalt, okay, and Romeo. ये Romeo है. And these two are fighting, having a duel. And now in this duel, one is going to die, but that's not going to be Romeo. Romeo is not going to die this soon, okay? So, Tybalt and Romeo के duel में Tybalt dies, and that's where the whole entire problem begins. क्योंकि अगर आपको याद हो, I told you about Prince Ascalus, the ruler of Verona. What did he say in Act 1? I will execute anyone if I see them fighting from the Montague and Capulet family. So, is execution going to happen? No. Because Benvolio को बुलाया जाएगा, he is the kinsman of the prince ना, तो Benvolio को बुलाया जाएगा, Benvolio से पूछा जाएगा, Benvolio, tell me honestly what exactly happened, like tell me the entire scenes, spill the tea. So Benvolio will be like, okay, I'll tell you. So it was Tybalt who, started the whole duel. He instigated Mercutio. Mercutio was not in a mood to fight, but he had no other option. Then Tybalt wanted to kill Romeo, which is why Mercutio fought with him. Mercutio killed him. Mercutio was killed by Tybalt. And then obviously Tybalt killed Mercutio for no reason. So Romeo stepped in and Romeo killed him. So that's what happened. So he's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. Romeo is not completely at fault, but I can't punish Tybalt because he's already dead. So I'll just banish him. So Romeo is banished from the town, guys. This is when the whole problem starts. क्योंकि अब Romeo की तो recently नई शादी हुई है. This guy is so in love, guys. And he's like, I would rather choose to die, but please don't keep me away from my Juliet, like the love of my life. So he's obviously very, very upset, but peace does not last. Juliet's cousin Tybalt challenges Romeo. Romeo refuses to fight, but Mercutio steps in and the whole thing happens. And in fury, Romeo kills Tybalt and cries in despair, oh, I am fortune's fool, and the prince banishes him from Verona. Now, guys, what will happen next? Juliet is devastated for obvious reasons. I would have been too. Because she got recently married, now her husband, the guy that she can't be with, and this now she can't be with him, literally she can't be with him. So when Juliet hears, she's stunned. Oh, serpent heart, hid were the flowering face. But she remains faithful to her husband, and Romeo and Juliet share one last night together before the exile. It's a very sad picture. And at dawn, Juliet pleads, will you be gone? It is not yet near day. It was a nightingale and not the lark. So obviously she's in denial that, she's like, it's not the morning yet. Please don't leave. So Romeo will be like, we have to be realistic. That's that's what is happening now, and I have to leave. Juliet, it's not like I want to leave, but I have to leave. I don't have a choice here. So he answers, I must be gone and live or stay and die. And soon after, Lord Capulet orders Juliet to marry Paris. When she refuses, he rages, hang the young baggage, disobedient wretch. So wow, that's quite something, Lord Capulet. So what happens is that Romeo is gone, guys. Romeo is gone. And then Juliet ke dad was, again, I hope you remember Paris. So Juliet ke dad is like, let's get you married to Paris. He has no idea, okay, that his daughter is already married. So he's like, let's get you married to Paris. And Juliet is in denial that I can't marry him. वो nurse को ही बोलेगी कि nurse, you understand, I can't marry. I'm already married. Can't you see the ring? So there is no ring. Okay, there is no ring. Okay, so the problem is that when she refuses to marry, her dad is like, oh my God, I'll disown you. You're just a young baggage. And, I haven't been able to sleep because I'm so concerned about your marriage. That's literally like every other patriarchal dad. So she is like, Dad, I can't. Don't you understand? And I can't. So again, like the whole thing is happening and she does not know what to do. She just wants to die, okay? She just want to die. You can see, guys, she just want to die. Now Act 4, जूलियट को अब समझ नहीं आ रहा है क्या करना है, तो जूलियट फ्रायर लॉरेंस के पास जाएगी एंड फ्रायर लॉरेंस से पूछेगी कि you helped us get married. You seem to be the only person who's supportive of our relationship. So क्योंकि नर्स भी उसकी हेल्प करने से मना कर देगी, नर्स भी उसको एडवाइस देगी कि you know I think that your husband is banished from the town, so I think getting married to Paris would be the right call. So Juliet is 14, guys. She needs someone to just tell her that, you know, from the very beginning that this is just infatuation. But Friar Lawrence will step in and he'll be like, I can't see my child in so much misery, so I'll help my child. And obviously he's not very happy with the whole thing going on with these two young lovers. So he'll tell her that, okay, Juliet, stop freaking out. Stop freaking out. You're not supposed to die, okay? Let's just do something which will make you look like you died. Simple. Let's just make everyone believe that you committed suicide. And then we'll tell Romeo and we'll send him a letter. And Romeo वो letter पढ़कर आ जाएगा. And then you people can run away. And the entire town will think that you have died. So it's as simple as that. But the problem is that there is going to be a lot of problem with the idea because this plan has a lot of loopholes. And Friar Lawrence will warn her that this is not as simple as you think, okay? But Juliet is desperate right now. So Juliet agree कर जाएगी कि that okay, cool, whatever you say. So Juliet agrees to marry because she can't reveal her marriage with Romeo. And however, in desperation, she turns to Friar Lawrence and he devises a plan. Take thou this vial, being then in bed, and this distilling liquor drink thou off. So he gives her a potion basically. वो एक रेयर प्लांट होता है, उसका पॉइजन देते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं कि इससे तुम्हारी 42 आवर्स के अराउंड पल्स रुक जाएगी. सो एवरीवन विल थिंक दैट यू आर डेड, क्योंकि अगेन लाइक दे नो व्हेन समवन डाइज तो उनकी पल्स रुकेगी. अगर वो सिर्फ आई वुड से स्लीपिंग पिल्स ले लेती तो ऑब्वियसली नो वन वुड हैव बीन कन्विंस्ड दैट शी डाइड. सो शी टेक्स दिस व्हाटएवर फ्रायर लॉरेंस गिव्स हर एंड देन हर पल्स स्टॉप्स. एंड फिर उसके बाद नर्स को पता पड़ेगा एंड देन ये वर्ड स्प्रेड हो जाएगा. फिर उसका फ्यूनरल होगा एंड वो फ्यूनरल कोई विटनेस कर लेगा. एंड गेस हु इट इज रोमियो's सर्वेंट, गाइस, Balthazar. And the next thing he will do is he will tell Romeo that bro, guess what, your lover, she committed suicide. So that's the part where the whole tragedy begins, like the actual tragedy begins. So she drinks it, crying, Romeo, 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 here's drink, I drink to thee. And her family discovers her seemingly lifeless body and mourns her as dead. Now, Act 5, guys. Act 5 is the last act, and this is going to be the act जिसमें सारा last का आपको tragedy मिलने वाला है. So, but fate intervenes cruelly, and Romeo never receives a word. So, what happened was, I'll tell you. Do you remember Friar Lawrence giving this idea to her? He drink this potion, but at the same time he also said कि I'll send a letter to Romeo, and Romeo फिर भागा भागा आ जाएगा. तो वो लेटर डिलीवर करने कौन जाने वाला था? फ्रायर जॉन. ठीक है. सो ये वाली पिक्चर्स तो उससे एसोसिएटेड नहीं है, बट मैं यहाँ पे लिख देती हूँ. फ्रायर जॉन की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थी वो लेटर डिलीवर करना. बट क्या होता है कि उस टाइम पे प्लेग आ जाती है एंड फ्रायर जॉन को क्वारंटीन कर दिया जाता है. अब फ्रायर जॉन तो फंस गया, वो डिलीवर नहीं कर पाया. वो बाद में आएगा, बताएगा फ्रायर लॉरेंस को कि सर सॉरी, एक गलती हो गई, लेटर डिलीवर नहीं हो पाया. छोटी सी मिस्टेक, बहुत ही माइन्यूट सी मिस्टेक हुई है फ्रायर जॉन से. एंड बाल्थाजर ने ऑन दी अदर हैंड वहाँ पे उसके पास लेटर नहीं पहुँचाया एंड वहाँ पे बाल्थाजर ने बता दिया है रोमियो को कि जूलियट का तो फ्यूनरल हुआ है, मैंने अपनी आंखों से देखा है मालिक. So that's where the problem begins, guys. And now, so Friar's plan, as Friar John gets quarantined, hearing only of Juliet's death through Balthazar, he buys poison. That is where he buys poison from the apothecary and rushes to her tomb. There he encounters who? Paris. So जहाँ पे जूलियट की बॉडी होती है, let me see, where is Juliet's body? Yes, there is Juliet's body. So जूलियट की जहाँ पे बॉडी buried होती है, वहाँ पे Paris होता है, spreading all these flowers onto her, and that's where you will find that this is the moment जहाँ पे रोमियो को पता पड़ता है कि एक सेकेंड, ये पेरिस क्या कर रहा है यहाँ पे. And that is where he has a duel with Paris. He kills Paris because obviously he's jealous and he's devastated to see his lover dying, like literally dead there. So he kills Paris and he says, Juliet, he whispers, here's to my love, O true apothecary, thy drugs are quick, thus with a kiss I die. So he drinks the poison and he kills himself. And Juliet is, at that very moment, he wakes up. Wow, amazing. So she wakes up. And moments later, Juliet wakes up, seeing Romeo dead. She takes his dagger. Oh, happy dagger, this is my sheep, their rust, and let me die. And she stabs herself. And when the families and the prince arrive, now obviously the both are dead. So she kisses him. She's of the opinion that, I'll just take the poison which is on his lips because this is the early kiss the most divine kiss to happen ever. And then that does not poison her enough. Then she takes a dagger, kills herself, and both are dead, which is a very, very sad thing, to be very honest. And then the whole crowd arrives, and that's where they decide that, oh, now we gotta, end this strife because don't you think it was pointless? Like our family got devastated. So the prince comes and he says, his final words are, for never was a story of more wow than this of Juliet and her Romeo. And that's how the play ends, guys. So when the families and the prince arrive, Lawrence reveals the truth, stricken with grief. The Capulet family, the Montague family, they reconcile, decide to build a golden statue of the star-crossed lovers to celebrate them, their ennobled love. And yes, that's all. That's pretty much it. And this is the doom which these tragic lovers face. So this was all about Romeo and Juliet, guys. I hope you liked the session. And yes, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.